What's up, YouTube family? I'm out here again. Actually, this is an update. You know, me and Alyssa, uh, actually Bella, formerly known as Alyssa. We're getting in that later doing an interview. But this is an update. You know, we talked before. You know, Bella, we talked about why you moved from Arkansas to Maryland. We talked about some of your struggle as you had coming up as a child, you know, and stuff like that, right? Uh, uh, Now let's talk about you changed your name. Your name is now Bella Story. You changed from Alyssa. Let's start from that. Why? Tell them your name was and what you changed it to.
It was Alyssa Woods, and now it's going to be Bella's story. I went over why I didn't like Alyssa. Woods is obvious, that's just my father's last name. Bella is my grandma's maiden name. And then my great aunt was Latina, and so Bella instead of just Belle. Um, Story, I looked into my ancestry to find a last name that I liked, that I didn't have any negative emotions or memories with, and so I chose my great great grandma on my papa's side. I think it might have been my grandma's. I'd have to go recheck.
So Alyssa, you have some negativity attached to that you want to change to something more positive. That
Yes, Alyssa, as I said, she didn't get her first choice on naming me, and named me with kind of like a double-sided name. It was a princess, and as I said, a character in the movie who killed her family.
right. And speaking of family, how's your family? How's your sisters? How's your sisters?
They're doing okay. They're My sister directly under me is in state care, so she's as well as she can be. She'll be mad at me for a very long time over that, but that's where she's going to be safest at. I know she's safe. Nobody can hurt her, and they can keep her safer than I could. The two youngest are, well, one's a sister. The youngest is a brother, and they're still with our father, and he treats them all right, as far as I know. And they talked to me a little bit. The two youngest have talked to me less since my last interaction with my father, where I said, he wanted me to take care of them, and I found out that'd probably been his only reason for trying to reconnect.
So the father the two younger sisters with is this not the father that was abusive. It's a different father.
No, it's the same
It's the same
father.
one.
Yeah, it's the same father. He like I just didn't get the same level of care. My siblings could go and they would get them clothes from, like, because I'd said I was worthless, and the best explanation is they'd get them clothes from like Walmart, Abercrombie and Fitch, all these like more name brand things, and I was only allowed to get my clothes from the thrift store ever. And like I needed glasses, and I found that out by stealing my then boyfriend's glasses, and realized instead of seeing worse, like when you put on glasses you don't need, I could see better. And we're like, wait, I could see. Oh, and so I told my parents, and it mattered exactly zero. I had to buy my own once I could afford it in college, which means I went through the rest of high school knowing I needed glasses but not being able to get them. They had taken me to the doctor in high school and middle school once, and that was because my lungs had gotten chemically burned because of my father. And then before that, elementary. So I've had, as an adult, to go to the doctor once I got up the courage. Because after not going to the doctor ever, it kind of takes a little bit of courage to go to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And found a whole slew of health problems that if they had taken care of me, might have been caught sooner.
So why you think they did? Why you think they treated you like this? Because she was the oldest, or why you think they?
Um, I have no idea. I know I was called the 24/7 babysitter. I was treated like a 24/7 babysitter. I was told, well, that's to not have to do dishes anymore. That was the reason they had kids. I know I was an accident. So I don't know. they had no business having them, clearly, because they didn't want me. Only ever wanted me to be their retirement plan, and then they kind of bugged that up by everything they did.
Right. But you overcame all that. You moved to Maryland. You got a good job. You know what I mean? Let's take it from the how's things going for you, other than the good job.
Things are going well. I have my own place, have my own job, and get all my bills paid. A lot of people think I would feel safer in my small town, but I feel much safer here in Baltimore. Uh, which sounds funny. I mean, with all the crime we got here in Baltimore, I feel a lot safer because my hometown, my parents had spread all kinds of rumors that were not true, but that don't matter to gossipers or whatever. Um, Even down to my mom would have friends who would move to near me so they could say, oh, she bought this and she came home at this time and she had a friend over. She didn't have any friends over. And Baltimore has just been far more relaxing, where I could try to work on myself instead of having to look down every aisle in panic of who am I going to run into today.
Right. Well, when the last time you visited Arkansas?
When I left, 2018.
I ain't been back. Do you plan on going back ever to visit?
Maybe after my parents die, because even to the last time I met them in 2018, I cannot face them without putting my hands behind my back. And my father is Navy, but I don't know if that was his reasoning for military poses, but I also shake. They scare me. And for my parents, it's hard for me in their face to tell them no.
So was it physical abuse or just mental?
It was mostly mental. My stepmom hit me a few times, but it was only once or twice. And my father would spank us, but I mean, it's the 90s. Most kids were still getting spanked, so that's not necessarily out of the ordinary. He did sometimes take things too far, but
Did either of your parents drink?
my mom, but not my father, as far as I know.
Right. And your father was a Navy man.
He was in the Navy, so he might have drank. If he did, he never made it obvious. I can at least give him that much credit.
Right. So, okay, now, I mean, you're in Maryland, got your own place, good job. How's your relationship wise? No relationship yet?
I've had a few, but through the various struggles I deal with, I got a lot I got to work on myself first too. But no, not a relationship right now.
Right, right, right. Uh, uh, Anything you want to tell the folks before we leave, Alyssa? Anything, advice you can give the young ladies out here? I mean, based on your struggle and how you turned out to the success that you is now, you know what I mean? Anything you can tell the young
Uh,
ladies?
the biggest thing that I had to realize is everybody goes through something, and that doesn't necessarily mean that what you went through wasn't bad. Because, through a lot of growing up, high school and college, well, at least in high school for sure. In high school, I tried to tell myself it's not that bad. There's some people who out there who have it worse. Like if you ever read the book A Child Called It, very tragic. I won't get into what happens in the book, but very sad. Definitely child abuse. And I would tell myself, well, they don't do that to me, so you're fine. It's fine. And I had to come to a realization that it wasn't fine, that though they might not be doing things that were as horrible, it was still bad. That just because they were my parents, like, that they owed more to me than just, look, it's still alive. And I think that's important for people to realize, that to not, what was the word I wanted? To not think too little of what they're going through, You know, you don't necessarily have to make a mountain out of a molehill if it is something small, but what's big to you and what's big to me are two different things. And all you can do is just keep trying to go forward, because that's all I can try to do. I tried to repair the relationship with them several times, and it's proven to be a futile effort because they just don't want me. But I found family here who does, and so that's been really helpful. My friend's mom has been just amazing. Everything you could want in a mom. If I'm sick, she actually like calls and like checks on me and asks if I need anything, and just stuff you don't, I didn't really get. There's all kinds of stuff that my friends had to teach me that other adults already knew. My friend I moved in with after I was kicked out had to teach me through repeated tellings, shut the bathroom door, because I wasn't allowed to shut the bathroom door. I didn't even have a bedroom door. So
Right.
yeah, just to keep your head up, I guess. I don't know.
Listen, God bless you. Like always, a pleasure talking to you. You know what I mean? Keep striving, keep being successful. You know what I mean? And people, remember, hit that subscribe button, share the video, like the video, comment. I do talk back. Listen to the next time. God bless you. Civil Wolf TV.